Don't let buck fever get you down. I know a lot of times buck fever gets us up, but what buck fever can cause is a lot of downs. So what we're going to talk about in this video is ways that you can conquer buck fever and not let that take your mind and make everything just go blank. Because what's likely going to happen is if you do have a huge shot of buck fever, or better known as probably adrenaline, you are going to have your mind go blank. So how do you deal with that? How do you spend hundreds of hours in the summer shooting your bow, practicing, spending all this time getting ready, and then bam, your mind goes blank? It doesn't make much sense, right? Well, what we're going to talk about is two different processes that I have figured out. One only works for me, but the other one works for my dad very well, and my brother as well. So I'm going to give you guys both of them and let you choose. Now, if you have a process that works really well for you, please share it, because I don't hear anybody else talking about this, or an actual application of how they're applying it to make it help them in the woods. The very first one I'm going to talk about is the method that I'm the most comfortable with, and that's burn a hole. So once you've seen this animal, so obviously this one right here, I've seen this animal and I've decided this is an animal that I want to take. Now the only thing I'm focusing on at this point is I am burning a hole. I am staring at the exact spot that I want to hit him. I'm looking right behind his shoulder. I'm picking out a tuft of hair and I'm doing nothing but staring at that. Not looking at antlers, I'm not looking at anything else. Now stop it real quick, Nick. I'm not doing anything but staring at that one specific spot. Okay, so what that's going to do is that's going to make it where when you come to full draw, as long as you put in the work this summer and you were shooting your bow all the time, your body's going to do what you've already trained it to do. And then your mind is going to do the last thing that you had been putting in your mind, which was that particular spot. It's going to put that pin right on that spot, and it's just going to happen. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to make a good shot. But now you do need to be keen of a couple things. One, especially as you become a better hunter, a more advanced hunter, if you're not already at that stage, you need to be thinking about what is the animal's behavior? What does he look like? What is he doing? Is he alert? Is he not alert? Is he calm? Is he following a doe? What is the situation? What things there could impact my ability to make a good shot? The second thing you want to be looking for is, when is there a good opportunity for me to draw? And then the third thing that I'm looking at, and I'm looking at this one really as that animal is coming in, is what's the distance? Give me a rough idea on the distance. You're going to see on this one here, I've got a great opportunity to draw, and then he's at a distance that it already ranged. I knew if he was between these two, he had to have been 24 to 26. So that was simple, split pins. I'm staring at this. I'd already been picking this, just drilling a hole where I wanted to hit him, and then you're going to see what happens on this shot right here. Money. He didn't go anywhere. He made about 100 yards, and he dumped. Now, I'll tell you, for me personally, probably 70% of the animals that I've shot, if not more, I don't ever even remember putting the pin on them, because I get that adrenaline rush and my mind blanks. So that's why I had to have some process that would help me make a good shot. So the other one I'm going to talk to you guys about is I guess the method that you would call this is talking yourself down. So you just constantly tell yourself, this might not happen, this might not happen, this might not happen, I might not get a shot. My dad uses this method and my brother uses this method. Both of them make great shots, so it works for them. For me personally, and if you're like me, I'm a really positive person, and I'm experienced enough hunter at this point that I know if I've got an animal close enough and he's doing something particular, I know I'm going to get a shot. Like this deer here, I know that he's already close enough to the window that the chances of me not getting a shot is close to zero. So it doesn't help me control my adrenaline at all, because subconsciously my mind's saying, you're going to get a shot. But for Easton and my dad, is what this allows them to do is allows them to slow themselves down and walk themselves through what they need to do, so that they can make sure that they're analyzing how far is he, exactly where do I want to hit him, what's the angle on this deer, everything that they need to in order to make a great shot. So you'll see on this one right here, we'll go ahead and roll this for you. My dad makes a great shot, and he's telling himself, you know, this might not happen, this might not happen. And he's relaxing himself and slowing that adrenaline. And then, as you can see, he makes a great shot. So both of those processes work. You may need to see which one works better for you. I would guess that there's probably one that's going to work better for you. And of those two, you'll probably know yourself well enough to know this is going to be the one that's going to work for me, or that I want to try first, and go out in the woods and apply it. Or maybe you have some little twist that you think that you can put on that may work for you. Do that. I'm just going to give you, that's just the two processes that I can give you guys from our experience that have led to a massive change in our success because it's allowed us to not have those blank moments where everything just falls apart. Because I've had animals that I've missed by a foot before I had any kind of process because I was just so excited and there was no thinking going into anything. And for me, that's why I think that burning a hole works so well, because you're not asking yourself to think in that scenario. You're just asking yourself to do what you've trained yourself to do.